Hey everyone, it is Dacky. Thank you so much for coming back to this channel. Look, today we're going to wrap up the first look of the BFA Rogue with the Subtlety Rogue here. And I will start by saying I am no expert on the Subtlety Rogue at all. I think I've played Subtlety about an hour out of my total time I've played World of Warcraft, so I am no expert. If I miss something, explain something wrong, or I just completely skip something entirely, let me know. I'm not foolproof, especially when it comes to classes and specs I haven't played. So let's continue on. Let's go over the changes, the added and the removed abilities, and then we'll go through the talents and just give you an insight of the talents, and then that way you will understand how your Subtlety Rogue plays out in Battle for Azeroth. So, as we're scrolling through Wowhead here, we do see that there is just a huge amount of changes done to the percent, or the attack power percents, the time. It really doesn't look like there's a lot changed as such. Just a huge amount of here it plus an additional combo point rather than just awarding one combo point for Shuriken Storm. So there's a lot of those sort of changes coming through. That's not necessarily the thing we're going to focus on today. So we'll go through the talents in a second. There's a couple of changes, but once again, it's going to play very similar to the Legion Subtlety Rogue as the talents show. So let's have a quick look at the removed talents here, guys, or removed abilities. And first and foremost, Anticipation has been removed. Death from Above, very interesting. That is being removed. Master of Subtlety being removed, and Tangled Shadow is being removed. Now, very interesting that, well, Anticipation has been completely removed out of the rogues entirely for BFA. Death from Above is an interesting removal from the spec. Death from Above was highly used in high Mythic pluses for the Subtlety Rogue, but it's gone. Now, as we move through, we've got a couple of new abilities. Not a huge amount, but what we see is being added is Find Weakness. That is being added. Night Terrors, Secret Technique, Shuriken Tornado, and Shot in the Dark is all being added. Now, a lot of these are talents, obviously, guys, and we will cover that in a very short space. So, I will say now, I will cover this at the end of this video, but it does look like Blizzard have separated all the three different specs of the rogues a little bit more by giving them a unique finishing move in their talent rows. So, guys, let's jump across to the Subtlety Rogue talents here and have a look at what is being changed for the Battle for Azeroth. So in the level 15 talent row, we see Weapon Master. It's the same, guys. Weapon Master is always going to be there. Find Weakness. Your Shadow Strike and Cheap Shot reveal flaws in your target's defenses, causing your attacks to bypass 40% of the armor for 10 seconds. Gloomblade replaces Backstab. It punctures your target with a shadow-infused blade for a certain amount of attack power for shadow damage, bypassing armor. Pretty cool ability. Now, level 30, Night Stalker is Night Stalker, it's still there. Subterfuge is Subterfuge, it is still there. And Shadow Focus is Shadow Focus, and that is still there. I'm pretty sure you guys know that row off by heart now. Level 45 row, once again, you guys are going to know this off by heart. Vigor is the same, Deeper Stratagem the same, Marked for Death is the same. Level 60 talents, you've got Soothe Darkness. You heal 3% of your maximum health every 1 second while Stealth or Shadow Dance is active. It's a pretty cool baseline ability to just give you a little bit of health. When you're out in the world content and when you're just doing world quests, I suspect this is just going to be something you would just take. Elusiveness is of Elusiveness. Feint reduces all non-area of effect attacks by 30% for 5 seconds. And Cheat Death, guys, it is the bread and butter for all rogues. Cheat Death is going to stay. Level 75, Shot in the Dark. After entering Stealth or Shadow Dance, your next cheap shot is free. Night Terrors, Shuriken Storm reduces enemies' movement by 30% for 8 seconds, and Prey on the Weak is obviously Prey on the Weak. We've covered this in the other two Rogue videos, but I will cover it. It is enemies disabled by your cheap shot, take 10% increased damage from all sources for 6 seconds. Now, level 90 talents here, guys. You've got Dark Shadow. While Shadow Dance is active, all damage you deal is increased by 25%. Now, once again, guys, I am no expert on the Subtlety Rogue, but I'm assuming Shadow Dance and increased all damage by 25% sounds like a fairly cool talent. Now, Auxiliary, Your finishing moves have a 20 plus 20% combo point chance to grant 3% haste, stacking up to 5 times. Enveloping Shadows. Now, Deepening Shadows reduce the remaining cooldown of Shadow Dance by an additional 1 second per combo point spent. Shadow Dance grants 1 additional charge. So this works a little bit the same as the Outlaw Rogue's ability, the buff you get from Roll the Bones, where it reduces the cooldown of a certain ability. That's a fairly cool talent there, guys. Now, level 100 talents. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. So, Master of Shadows. You gain 25 energy over 3 seconds when you enter stealth or activate Shadow Dance. You gain 25 energy over 3 seconds when you... That's a fairly cool talent. 25 energy, though, is a fairly small amount of energy over 3 seconds. But it's a passive. I mean, if you don't really want an extra ability, you just take the passive. So, Secret Technique. Now, this is a slightly new talent here, guys. Now, it is a finishing move that vanishes you from sight momentarily and creates 3 shadow clones of yourself. Your shadow clones perform a piercing attack on all enemies in a line, dealing physical damage to the primary target and reduced damage to all other targets. Obviously, it increases damage per each combo point you spend. This is a bit like the assassination abilities, guys. I would really love to see how this looks. I think it's going to take a little bit of a the look from the monk when you summon your extra monks, your ghostly monks. I think this is a fairly cool talent, and it gives you another ability to press. Now, the last one we got here is Shuriken Tornado. It costs 60 energy, so a fair amount of energy, but it's got a 1-minute cooldown. Focus intently, then release a Shuriken Storm every second for the next 4 seconds. Now, it doesn't say that it is a channeled ability, so it does seem like you build your energy, you use the Shuriken Tornado, and then you continue to do your rotation, and this just works parallel with your rotation. Once again, I would really love to see how this works as Battle for Azeroth goes live. But Secret Technique and Shuriken Tornado, guys, they're 2 very new abilities that sound fantastic, and I would really love to see how they would work in the real world environment. But if you just wanted a passive and you didn't want an extra button to press, you've got Master of Shadows there. And obviously that will just generate your energy over 3 seconds every time you enter Stealth or Shadow Dance. So, guys, there is a couple of changes coming to the Subtlety Rogue. This is another short video. I am sorry that it is very short. I don't have a lot to talk about here in the Subtlety Rogue. There is not a massive amount of difference here, guys. Once again, as I said on the Assassination Rogue video, is that if you love it in Legion now, you're gonna love it in Battle for Azeroth. However, I would put my money on saying that I would really test Subtlety out when Battle for Azeroth launches, because I have never really tried it. I've stayed away from it and I've kept myself to Assassination and Outlaw, so hey, I'm just one of those people that just haven't gotten to all the specs. Guys, this is your Subtlety Rogue entering Battle for Azeroth. Once again, short video, but thank you so much for listening and watching. I would also like to point out that I do have a Discord, and the Discord link is going to be in the description. Click on that link, join my Discord, guys. Come and chat to us, leave comments, come interact with us. We're always there. And you know what? Thank you so much for watching these videos, and until next time, have a great day.